Hey, what's going on, family? How y'all doing today? Yeah, man. I come here to talk about the Iran-Israel war going on, man. Yeah, man. A bunch of craziness is going on, man. What I don't understand, man, is every time Israel go in these places, they want America to do their dirty work. They always coming for help from us. You know what I mean? And to get our women and children involved and stuff that they start. You know what I mean? And for me, the crazy thing about it is that they had already had deals that they was working on prior to them going up in Iran with the BS. You know, and to me, family, I feel like they be using us for suckers. You know what I'm saying? You know, which don't make no sense to me. And we fall for the banana in the tailpipe every time. You know what I mean? It's like they was already talking negotiations, and then a day before everybody was supposed to get together, then Israel gonna make a strike on Iran. You know what? All that stuff is like strategically done, strategically planned for this guy to do this type of thing. To knowing that they supposed to be talking the next day, all because of what Netanyahu wants. It's all about what he wants. You know what I mean? He's not worried about nobody else. It's all about what he say and what he wants to do. Which is I just don't understand why we should even be getting involved. We have our military people over there. We got the Nineth. I can't pronounce the name of that ship over there with two other ships with B-2 bombers and stuff over there. And have uh, kind of like circly have Iran surrounded. Like, why should we even go in there with their BS when these people had a chance to have talks? They had a chance to have talks about what was going on, about Iran getting rid of the nuclear uh, situation. But here go the thing to me: they should at least try to handle this diplomatically before going in Iran and start firing missiles at them, because that's what Netanyahu wants. So I feel as though, since he took it upon himself to pass up a diplomatic way to handle this with the talks, then if you got balls big enough to send missiles over in Iran, you should have balls big enough to handle this situation yourself, since you took it up on yourself. So, you know, he does this and put the whole region in a situation to where it could be wars all in that region, which doesn't make any sense. And on top of that, with him firing off the missiles at Iran, they expect Iran not to hit back. They expect Iran to sit there while they blow up their country, and hitting their electrical grids and oil grids and water supply, trying to mess it up, like, to where it's hurting the civilians, So that don't even make no sense to me. Did folks think that a country is supposed to sit back and get attacked and don't fight back? And from the looks of it, that's what they'd expect, which is crazy. Because that's just like somebody come in your house trying to get at your people, your family, and you just sit there and let them do it without a fight. And like I said, it was supposed to be talks done the next day. You mean to tell me you couldn't hold off for 24 hours? No, all of it was strategic, and that's what that's what's happening is what they wanted to happen, is to try to get the U.S. involved. We got our own things going on here at home. We should not be worried about nobody else's wars that they starting. And mind you, even before the Iran war, Israel has been warned, Netanyahu to be exact, has been starting wars all down in that region. He acts as if they should be the only country on earth down there. They started off by committing genocide on the Palestinians, then start fighting the Houthis, then went in Lebanon and start shooting bombs and blowing up their country, and then turned around and went in Libya. So basically, what I'm saying here is it's a pattern to what he's doing down there. It's a pattern to what he's doing down there. But yet and still, every time you want to call on the U.S. for help, we spending billions of dollars down there helping them with weapons. We spending billions of dollars down there helping them in war. We spending billions of dollars down there helping them in all these different facets, in all these different ways. But yet and still, they down there still starting wars that they can't win by their self. Only thing that they depend on is the U.S. for everything, while our economy is busy going in the tank, or while our economy where people are still hungry, while our economy where people are still homeless, but we busy sending these people and our soldiers, our women and children over there to help this man within this war. And I can't make it make sense because it doesn't. Then when after they struck Iran, Iran started hitting back and started hitting back hard with ballistic missiles and everything. And the thing about it, that Iron Dome that they always talking about down there in Israel, it has been penetrated. Iran been shooting their strikes, hitting their strikes. Now I'm gonna show you the comparison of two different things, which is crazy to me. Israel shoot over in Iran. They hit, like I say, water supply, oil supply, uh, news stations, and hospitals, and communities where the people live at. basically killing people, destroying their way to get the news out, and destroying their way for water, and destroying their way for gas. It's no outrage about that. There's no outrage about Israel start shooting missiles and bombs and stuff at these people. It's no outrage about that, none whatsoever. But the moment that Iran hit over in Tel Aviv, got that thing on fire, got a lot of stuff over there on fire, Jerusalem, other different parts in Israel, to where some citizens live, just like the same thing they did to Iran, where citizens live at, and also hospitals, the same way they did to Iran. But the thing about it is, now they over there crying and everybody's hollering at it as it's an outrage. It's not outrage when you do it. It's totally fine for you to do it. But when it's done to you, all of a sudden, oh, it's a big thing. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Why can't you believe it? You could believe it. You're just trying to make something bigger than what it is. It is what it is. You're at war. You're playing war games. You're hitting our people. We're hitting your people. That should be expected. That shouldn't be no outrage. That should be totally expected. You think that you're going to shoot your missiles over here at our citizens and in news broadcast rooms and all these type of different things, and we're not going to do it? And we're telling you, if you stop your foolishness, then we will stop. And Israel been talking about this for the past, let's say Netanyahu has been talking about this for 30 years about this nuclear thing that you got going on over here. Well, Israel got nuclear weapons. Nobody can have none but you. You know, a lot of countries want that because it's a deterrent from people just running up in their country and doing what they trying to do right now. But Israel can't do it alone. And I'm here to ask the audience, do you think that we should get involved in the war that they started, in the war, in these other wars that they been starting and genociding folks? People shouldn't be able to defend themselves. Other countries shouldn't be able to defend themselves for what they're down there doing. I done named 3 different countries plus a whole group of people that these people are down here doing this. I don't know who they think they are, to the point that they think that they can just do this as soon as a little rocket hit them, they crying like bitches, basically. What did you expect? You expected for them to lay down? You the one stopped the peace talks by striking us a day before because it was in your best interest. That's what you wanted. It wasn't what nobody else wanted. This is what Netanyahu wants. And then when you got your soldiers and your citizens getting bombed and hit, now you want to cry about it. Don't cry about it. You wasn't crying when you was killing all them Palestinians. You wasn't crying when you was killing all the peoples in Palestine. Them Palestinians. You wouldn't cry when you hit them people in Libya. You wasn't crying then. But now you got, for some reason, you want to cry about when when somebody hits your countrymen and your countrywomen. See, me personally, I don't think the United States should want to help you. They done helped you enough. They done gave you enough money. They done gave you enough weapons. They done gave you enough protection by knocking some of the missiles out the sky and some of them other wars that was going on down there. And since you know that they will help you, you're trying to manipulate and take advantage of the situation in running Iran. And now you're all over the news talking about, I know, me and Trump talks almost every day, and we should, I know he's going to make the right decision. What's the right decision? To keep spending money on you, helping you, using our missiles and bombs and spending billions of dollars on protecting you? What are you doing for us? What are you doing for the United States? We don't need your help. We got plenty bases all around that area to protect our interests. And our interest should be our people, our country, not yours. Because you're selfish. Netanyahu, you're selfish. You're greedy. You're a warmonger. And you don't care about nobody but yourself and trying to save yourself so you can stay in power, because you know that you got them cases down there that you're trying to fight. So you want to keep something wild going on so you can look like the big savior. You're not the savior. You're the problem. And there's other people down there suffering from your foolishness. And that's what the people need to know. Because me personally, I don't want my countrymen and women getting killed in a war that's not theirs. They don't have nothing to do with the Americas, in my opinion. Your little Iron Dome, Iran done exposed you. You've been exposed. Now you're getting hit the way that you thought you never could be hit. You thought you was untouchable. Everything is touchable. That's what you need to know. And me personally, I don't believe that we should be involved in your wars. You keeping us, as the United States, spending a lot of money on helping you. Money that could be going towards helping our citizens in our own country, and whatever else that we may have going on, instead of wasting it on Netanyahu. You've been in there claiming that these people got this stuff for 30 years. And you've been saying they close to it for 30 years. To me, you shouldn't even be in office. You come out here with all this air in your chest, like you that one. Keep that same energy when you start these wars and you crying for the U.S. to help you. Keep that same energy. That's all I ask. Do what you do. Handle your business. But stand on your own 10 toes. Don't stand over there with, I got my homeboys, and put everybody else in your rhetoric. It's just like you got a friend, a so-called friend that you hang out with. Y'all go out all the time, but every time you go out with them, they starting stuff. And eventually you're going to leave that friend alone and stop going out with them, because you don't, when you're going out to have fun, party, whatever it may be. You're not going out for the fighting and and all the shootings and all that. You're not going out for that. So eventually you alleviate that friend, far as we can't go nowhere together. Or even starting stuff at the barbecue. You don't invite that friend no more, because everybody else in here is my friends too. So you're not going to keep starting stuff with my people. Eventually, you alleviate that. And that's what the United States ought to do to Netanyahu, and get somebody in that office that can know how to be diplomatic and things of that nature, instead of always want to play like you this hell of a war dude, when only thing you depending on is the US, bro. That's what you depending on every time. Every US president, you're not going to keep being able to manipulate in order to go and fight your war. Because when things get rough, when things get hard, guess what? Here you go crying, I need some help. I need backup. While your innocent countrymen and women are getting bombed and dying. It doesn't make sense. So, like I say, I come to ask my people, do you think that the US should get involved in this war? Because there's been 3 or 4 of them that he already had us involved in, whether it's helping with weapons, whether it's helping blocking missiles from your so-called Iron Dome that don't work, as we see. You've been exposed. So yeah, man, I don't know. I think that Iran is in very much in their right to defend themselves. When someone is shooting missiles at your country and blowing up your country and blowing up your things, I think that Iran is more within its rights to defend itself. Now that Iran is defending itself, guess what? I think that's Israel's war. I don't think it's America's war. I don't think it's our war to go over there and fight. Spend billions on ships going on over there, spending billions on B-2 bombers, dropping these bombs that cost millions and billions of dollars. I don't think that's our war. That's money that could go back into our country, or if you just think that we need more stuff, then it could go back into the military. But as I see it, we need to keep that for our own community, for our own country, because we do not need Israel. We spend more money dealing with them than we ever could, uh, or not that we ever could, that we ever do in our own country. And so I think that we need to back up out of that situation and let them fend for themselves. And if we do that, I believe that Netanyahu will stop starting all these wars and trying to play like he's the gangster, because that's what he acts like, a thug. So really, and for me, it's nothing against their citizens. It's about their leader that want to get rid of everybody in the Middle East, talking about regime changes and all this kind of stuff. Them people in their own country, if they want a regime change, then guess what? They know how to get out and protest and get that done. Evidently, they fine with their people in the way that they doing in Iran. Leave people alone. Countries is tired of the bullying tactics. You know, some people rather stand on their feet and fight than down on their knees. A James Brown quote. People get tired. So I really want the people to know that. And, you know, I hope my folks get something out of this and really know the extent to what this same man is doing down there, all in that region. But they busy calling all these other countries the bad actor, but they the only country down there committing genocide on all these other countries. But they say all these other countries are the problem. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But family, I just came on here, man, to let y'all know, man, and talk about all this BS that these people got going on down here, which don't make no sense at all. And all these bombers is going on, and these bombers is going on is nobody's fault but Netanyahu in Israel. In every country's business but his own, worried about what somebody's gonna do to Israel. Why is everybody, you think that everybody is so scared of Israel, Netanyahu? And the only reason you sitting there with your chest blew up because you know that the US gonna back you. And I don't think that we should back you. I think that we need to back all the way up and let you fight this war that you started, that you know you can't win without us. So I think that the US need to back up and let you see that. So with that, I'm gonna end this conversation. This is AK International. I appreciate all my peoples. I appreciate everybody that stays with me and listen to what I'm talking about. But all these things are real. All these things are true statements. All these things that is what's happening. And even though the things that's going on right now, well, these wars that's going on right now outside of here in these other countries is none of our business. And I don't think that we should help Netanyahu in Israel with these wars that they allowing this man to start. Somebody need to vote that man out of office. With that, I'm going to end the show. AK International. I'm out. And everyone have a good rest of your week. Stay safe. Stay solid. I'm out.